Breaking news, the Apple Card isn't being axed right now, but it's undergoing massive change. JPMorgan is taking over from Goldman Sachs, and as confirmed by Apple and the Wall Street Journal, if you have or want an Apple Card, this isn't just a simple bank switch, it's the end of the card as we know it. Stick around to learn why Goldman Sachs is dumping this card for a huge loss, what Chase gains, and how it affects you. Apple launched this card back in 2019 with Goldman Sachs to revolutionize credit cards. No joke. There was no fees, no fine print, super consumer friendly, easy to get, and they showed you pre-approved limits before you even got the card without a hard inquiry. But Goldman's not a regular consumer bank. They struggled because, just to give you an example, they approved tons of subprime borrowers, right? People that are typically on the 680 credit score have some kind of either that brand new credit that they couldn't qualify for the card, or there's probably some issue there, either super high utilization, maybe a couple late payments in there. That's typically tends to be considered subprime. But what ended up happening is Goldman Sachs took these borrowers that are higher risk to default. And as a result, they have a $20 billion imbalance and they're selling it at a $1 billion discount to Apple. To Chase. That usually doesn't happen, right? Usually when credit card companies sell a portfolio this big, they sell it at a premium. They want a profit on top of it because the interest that comes with these that they collect as well is profit for the company. So why is Chase, coming in? They are the biggest credit card portfolio company out there in the world, right? They know how to handle risks. They know how to handle defaults. And crucially, they have a ton of fees. They love putting fees on people. So unlike the Goldman Sachs model that currently exists, there's a high chance that Chase won't keep the no fee, situation, because the Apple Card has no fees on being late. They don't have any fees for transfers. They don't have any, none of the fees, right? A yearly fee, none of that. They only just have interest. In my opinion, you can expect gradual changes. So think about late fees creeping in, tighter approvals, harder to get these cards, and fewer perks for lower scores. So the card will probably feel more like a standard Chase card out there. Think about the Freedom. Think about maybe even the Premier. Somewhere along those lines, right? Where is there a void there? If another thing to consider if you have an Apple Card right now is how it's going to switch from one company to the other. Now, there's two ways that this can happen. Is it going to be an easy transfer? You're going to have the same account number, you're going to have the same credit age, and the balances and everything will transfer over? Or are they going to close the account with Goldman Sachs and issue a new account with Chase, right? Now, that's actually a worst case scenario because that will be a new account. Your credit history will still stay with the old account, but now it's going to be closed and you're going to have a brand new account as well with new age, which will affect your credit score and the overall age of your credit report. Some more good news. The timeline to make this change is between 1 and 2 years, and Apple said that themselves. For the time being, you can still get pre-approved for these cards with no inquiry. You can still check your limits, see if you're going to be approved and where the APR will be. So if you are considering this card, you can check it out on their website. Now, the good thing about Chase is because they're the biggest credit card company out there, they have a great ecosystem. They have great cashback cards. They have great point cards, and you're building a relationship with them. So whether you're on the personal side or the business side with Chase, this is actually, I think, a good move overall. So what do you think? Will Chase keep the no fee going for the future? Are they going to go more traditional, somewhere in between? Comment below. If this helped you, subscribe for more credit tips for credit repair.